What's up, world? It's Nate the Great from Take Flight 214, and this is another hype news update. So, in the news today, Gucci has hired global head of diversity, equity, and inclusion, whatever that means. If you're not familiar, Gucci has been under fire recently for a couple of missteps, air quotes, if you will, with a couple of their releases, and looks like their answer to this is to hire a head of diversity, equity, and inclusions personnel, which, if you ask me, is kind of ridiculous. It's just like, use good judgment. But anyway, let's check out the story. If my computer would unfreeze, here we go. Headline: Hypebeast reports Gucci hires. Do you want to close? Cancel. Gucci hires global head of diversity, equity, and inclusions. Gucci has hired Renée E. Tirado as its global head of diversity, equity, and inclusions, following a host of controversial issues hitting the headlines in recent months. Gucci has been in the firing lines for a number of culturally insensitive acts recently. A turban and a polo neck sweater that resembles racist blackface tropes. Ooh, yeah, I remember the turtleneck. I don't remember the turban. Let's check that out. What did that look like? The turtleneck was pretty fucking tasteless. Whoa. I'm more surprised that this thing is $800. Why on earth or who in the hell would spend $800 for this thing? You can go to the beauty supply and grab one of those for $5 tops. Come on, Gucci. This is why I don't rock with Gucci. $800, this damn thing. Anyway, since Dapper Dan has broken down Gucci's diversity plan, and Fashion House introduced a 3-tier racial diversity incentive called Gucci Changemakers that supports industry change and fosters unity through the community action. Or unity through community action. Sounds like a campaign slogan. Unity in the community. In hiring Renée E. Tirado, Gucci will continue to develop its positive corporate culture and long-term diversity and inclusion plan that was announced back in February. Speaking on the appointment of Tirado in a press release, Gucci president and CEO Marco Bizzarri said, quote, "Since 2015, Alessandro Michele and I have worked to put culture, self-expression, and inclusivity, at the center of what we do. I strongly believe diversity empowers creativity. All that we have accomplished has been driven by these values. This appointment is a fundamental building block to further our commitment and support the initiatives already in place. As a learning organization, we have challenged ourselves over the last few months to accelerate our visions to develop a stronger organization. And I am confident that Renée will help us create the meaningful change we want to see not only in our company, but in the fashion industry." Well, all right, Mr. Bizzarri. That's a pandering statement if I've ever seen it. Goes on to say, Renée E. Tirado brings to Gucci a strategy that encourages inclusivity, a diverse workforce, and an equitable workplace that will be implemented globally. The strategy will mean that Gucci will recruit its workforce with this in mind and will impact the ways it promotes its current staff. Tirado will also advance the various initiatives Gucci has introduced in recent years, such as support for the LGBTQIA. Wow, when did they add the IA? Not to sound, I totally don't mean to sound rude or like a fucking dumbass, but I don't know what the IA stands for. I gotta look that up later. Community and gender equity through its association with parks. Its support of the UN LGBT business conduct standards, its Chime for Change campaign, and more. Tirado joins Gucci after her time, it's a woman, as the Chief Diversity and Inclusions Officer of Major League Baseball, and will be based in Gucci's New York office, implementing the new strategies imminently. I didn't even realize they had a inclusions officer for Major League Baseball or any sports. I don't understand what the inclusions officer is actually needed for. It seems as though if you just use good judgment and just hire qualified individuals and, you know, try as best you can to get rid of whatever preconceived stereotypes you may have, then you should be okay. Like, I think the turtleneck thing that they did was just in bad taste. Like, you cannot tell me that no one at Gucci at any point said, hey, guys, maybe this is not the best idea. It just seems like a lack of oversight. Like, they just throw shit at the wall and who gives a fuck? And that's why I don't buy Gucci. Not because of some of the things that they do that may or may not be offensive, but because I feel as though there's a lack of effort and creativity in a lot of the stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. They create some quality pieces. Some of the pieces look very nice and are of very good quality, and I stand by those. But for a lot of the stuff that they've been doing since they decided to get in the whole streetwear market, I really don't respect. Like a graphic t-shirt that you're charging hundreds of dollars for, that's insane. Come on now. 25 bucks tops is what a t-shirt is worth. And I don't give a shit what's on the front of it. So it looks like Gucci is trying to do better than what they've done in the past, which is not hard to do when it comes to the complete lack of just common sense that they've exercised in some of the releases. So in my opinion, it's a good thing, I guess. I don't think that you had to go through this whole song and dance and hire a whole new employee and give them this title that I didn't even know existed in the workforce. Just use common sense, man. I mean, just use a little bit of common sense. Hire some people in your organization that are not yes men and are going to speak up and, you know, express when things are wrong. And I guess that's what they're trying to do now. Apparently, that's what Mrs. Tirado, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, is going to be doing at Gucci. And in that case, I got no complaints, man. I got no complaints. But I guess I'm not a Gucci fan. Never really have been. Don't think I ever will be. If you are, then great. I don't judge. We don't judge here at Take Flight 214. That's one of the slogans that I always say. Hey, if you like it, I love it. We don't judge. But anyway, for Take Flight 214, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I forgot. I can't believe I forgot that, man. We really need you guys' help to help us grow. We are a relatively new channel. We are trying to gain traction, and we would really love to bring you guys more content like this and more along the lines of our more researched and structured videos that we have on our site. So feel free to hit the like and subscribe button if you like this type of content, all things hype, culture, sneaker, art, fashion related. Also, go back and check out some of the other videos that we've done. We did one a couple of years, maybe a year or so back, when Dapper Dan first joined Gucci. Well, actually, we did a video on Dapper Dan ripping off Gucci. Well, Gucci ripping off Dapper Dan when it first happened, way back before they actually decided, hey, this is a bad look. Maybe we should bring the guy on staff. And that has actually been one of our most popular videos to date. So you might want to go back and check that out if you don't know the full story of Dapper Dan and Gucci and their checkered history and how the whole bringing Dapper Dan onto the payroll thing actually worked out and transpired. So yeah, we'll drop a link to that here at the top of the screen. Feel free to hit that and check that out. Hit the like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit the notification button for updates whenever we drop new content. For Nate, I'm Nate the Great. I can't talk today, man. Forgive me, guys. I'm gonna get used to this eventually. This is my second live stream. I'm used to doing scripted content, but we'll get this down. We'll get this down sooner or later. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com. Signing out. Till next time. Peace.